Welcome to Inside Ideas UK Leadership Conversations, a short podcast series introducing the people who are shaping the future of Ideas UK and innovation today. As you know, at Ideas UK, our vision is really to embed innovation into the DNA of every organisation that we work with, because we know that innovation is vital to the ongoing sustainability and success of every organisation. In each episode, we spend just a few minutes getting to know one of our team, their background, what drives them, and what they're excited about for Ideas UK and our members. Today, it's the turn of Trevor Bowman, one of our Ideas UK directors. Welcome, Trevor. So, my first question is around you personally. Can you share a little bit about you as a person?
Hi, yeah, morning, Zita. So I started my working life having left school. I joined the army in the Royal Engineers. Spent a few years learning about combat engineering as it was, so bridge building and ditch digging and everything else. I then left the army for a short period of time and went to work as a domestic appliance engineer in London. Um, and then moved back into the army into the Royal Electrical Mechanical Engineers, the REME, who do deal with all the maintenance, repair, and overhaul of all military equipment, anything from pistols up to tanks and helicopters. And progressed from private soldier to lieutenant colonel, and I retired about 15 months ago. Currently married, married with two adult children. My wife's been a military nurse, a teacher, and more recently moved into brand management as part of our own business. And my son and daughter work in finance and childcare.
Fabulous. Thank you. And I know you touched on work and your kind of long association with the army, but can you tell us a little bit more about kind of your association with the innovation space itself?
Okay, so um, whilst I was in the army, the Royal Electrical Mechanical Engineers, a lot of ideas are generated by soldiers. They identify issues with equipment, clothing, procedures, processes, and this is particularly true of the REBI. And so I joined the Defence Ideas Scheme as an assessor, a local assessor for one of our training schools in Berkshire at the time, and then progressed up to being an assessor and judge for the Army in the Army headquarters. And so, the Ideas Scheme gathers suggestions and ideas from all ranks of service personnel about things that can improve their lived experience and their lives.
Wow. And talking of Judge, I guess the next question I want to ask is, how did you first get involved with Ideas UK? Even though I think I definitely know the answer, it would be good to share that with our membership.
Okay, yeah. So, whilst working on the Defence Ideas Scheme, a colleague of mine who was also already involved with Ideas UK invited me to be a judge, as you well know, Zena, a judge had stepped down. It's over 7 years ago now. And I carried a little bit of research to find out what I was getting myself into, what the organisation did. And yeah, having seen that, I was really keen to join as Ideas UK's aims resonate with my own aims and beliefs, along with my wish to try and give something back both to the military and to the wider UK. And I've always described it as UK PLC. So yeah, it struck me as an opportunity to do something more with my knowledge, skills, and experience than I was currently able to deliver just in the army. And I know the army's big, but it gave me an opportunity to broaden the scope and offer, it benefit my experience. Sounds rather grand, to others.
No, thanks for that. And I know that for many of you who've already been in the Idea of the Year competition, you will have met Trevor as one of our judges. And he certainly brought his fabulous wealth of experience and technical expertise to that judging panel. So we were delighted not only to have Trevor as a judge, but now a director of Ideas UK. And what experience or perspectives do you feel you really kind of bring to the team for Ideas UK?
Okay, thank you. I think, rather blow my own trumpet again, I think I've got a fairly wide portfolio of experience, which is stretched across, a good number of years, both as a civilian and as a member of the military. And it's cross engineering, personnel management, setting contractual requirements and contract management, operational leadership and management. I've got qualifications in that. Teaching, again, qualified to do that. Innovation is always particularly struck me throughout my career about, how do people innovate? How are they creative? What causes people to be creative? And just as an aside, there is evidence to suggest that people are at their most creative when they're about 3 years old, and the most innovative. It's just a pity we couldn't tap into that. But going back to that, I've worked on methodologies for problem discovery. So when people think they've got a problem, you start to really examine it rather than just saying, I've got a problem, here's a solution. You go, well, what is your problem? Is it truly a problem? I've worked on quality assurance and also apprenticeship program, apprenticeship management.
A really broad range of experiences that you've built up that we are delighted that you're funneling into Ideas UK now. So again, thank you for that. And in terms of just looking at the short term, the next 12 months, we're just off the back of our first directors meeting. What do you feel is your main focus as a director over this next 12 years, 12 months?
So, again, reinforced by our most recent directors meeting, which was really a really good experience for us, I think. Jointly, I think we both agree. I'm seeking to help us as Ideas UK examine our business model to ensure that the products and services we currently deliver and might deliver meet the needs of our customers and collaborators. And I use customers and collaborators deliberately because as you know, we've got an executive committee which are people who collaborate with us. And those who use our services can be collaborators and can be customers, depending on where they are on the spectrum. A subset of this work, for me, will actually be examining and reviewing our process and procedures, pardon me, ensure they're fit for purpose, and the decisions we make are based on data gathered from our target audiences and our users. And as we go forward and consider accreditation of what we do to be recognised by UCAS, then I think that's really important.
No, thanks, Trevor. And how do you think that the members will see the impact of kind of our work over the coming months?
Okay, well, I'd like to think that as we develop to grow our process procedures, improve, change our products, etc., our members will feel that they're being listened to. And that's that's an important factor about anything. Is in education they call it the learner voice, and we would call it the user voice, I suppose, and that their opinions are valued, and that we regularly engage with them. And I know we've talked about engagement and how we can improve engagement, but they're regularly engaged on matters that can help them achieve their goals, expand their thinking and horizons, and help them to achieve sometimes their outputs, which can be different to their goals in some respects, but achieve their outputs to get where they need to be. And I think that's an area where, as the directors as a whole, we bring a whole pantheon of skills to that to enable us to approach things with an open mind and to really help people.
Yeah, thank you. And I guess to any of our members listening to this as well, if you want to get in touch, if you want to have a conversation with us, we would absolutely love to hear from you. So do drop us a line, contact us through the website, on email. And yeah, we'll pick up the phone to Trevor, myself, or any one of our directors. We'd love to chat. So my final question to you, Trevor, what excites you most about the future for Ideas UK?
I think the exciting thing is, and it's probably difficult as well, is that we're moving to keep ourselves relevant and engaged in what is quite a crowded market. And a lot of people would say it's an innovation market. It's not necessarily that. It's upskilling. And I know there's been a lot of government money available recently for boot camps to upskill workforces to make them more relevant. To they don't need qualifications, but they're used for upskilling. And I think that we're in a position to be able to do some of that work, to be able to help people upskill, to broaden their horizons, as I previously mentioned. But we form engaging relationships with our members and customers. They can be both. So we improve their lived experience, add value, and we add value to them both as individuals and to their organisations. And I think that's really important. And I think it's the biggest problem we'll have, and this could be an exciting opportunity, is working up a strategy or a methodology that allows people to realise that this will add value to them.
Absolutely, absolutely. And that's what we're all about, is adding the value to our members. So thank you. That brings us to the end of this episode of Inside Ideas UK, our leadership conversations. Thank you to Trevor for taking the time to share your story and a little bit about your vision to our members. And to everyone listening, keep an eye out for more short conversations with the Ideas UK team. And as always, thank you for being a part of the Ideas UK community. Goodbye.